listening to the What the Wrestling podcast, the show that brings you all things wrestling with your host, RJD. Know what time it is. AEW NJPW.
You stupid.
I gotta hit the button on myself. AEW New Japan Forbidden Door was last night. What did you think about it? I thought it was a fantastic show, and I cannot wait to talk about it. We got some injury news coming out of the show. We got blood and guts coming out of there. We had surprises, ones we might have known, ones we had no idea of. I thought it was a great show, and we are going to get into it. But first things first, check out my socials. Follow me, RJD underscore 199 on Instagram, RJ699 on Twitter, RJD199 on Snapchat, but most importantly, follow What the Wrestling on Facebook and YouTube and TikTok. Y'all already know. Follow What the Wrestling on Spodify and Anchor. And let's not waste any time. Let's go. Yes. Tis I, RJD here. Welcome, as always, to What the Wrestling. We are the podcast where we talk about all things wrestling. And by God, there was a great show last night. Shout out to JR. But yesterday was Forbidden Door. If you are a wrestling fan, you know exactly what I am talking about. It was a good show. It was a great show. Doesn't have to be the best show in the world, but it did deliver on what we, I believe, as fans expected. So I am not going to sit here and ish all over this. This was a good show. So we're not going to sit here and cap. Now, with that being said, first things first, let's get into announcements. So I'm going to drink some tea. Oh man, I'm going to be taking frequent tea breaks, so please don't judge me. But I am going to be making some modifications to the podcast. I'm going to be upgrading it a little bit. I am in the market for a new camera, so my video quality will be better. Obviously, you see we got the new mic, obviously. And I want to make some upgrades. Slow and steady wins the race, but fast is better, fast is fun, slow sucks. So I know I just contradicted myself, but listen, we are going to get the new camera, a new webcam, one preferably that's going to upload in way better video quality. We have the mic, and I might get a bigger stream deck. I'm not sure, but I'm going to be making some changes. I want to do some things. I want to make some changes. And I think now is the perfect time to do it. Why the hell not? So, just letting you guys know, if you start seeing things change, now you know why. Okay. With that being said, let's get back into the show. All Elite Wrestling, New Japan Pro Wrestling, Forbidden Door was in Chicago. As always, we had buy-in matches, which I will run through quickly. I had no idea. I thought Isaac was going to be able to join me, but he could not. So I don't know how many of these I got right and wrong. Isaac normally keeps track of that, but I'm sure he'll tell me that he probably got more matches right than I did, because I know I didn't do that good on my predictions. Definitely not. But we had the first match in the buy-in was Aaron Solo and QT Marshall taking on Hiroki Goto and Yoshihashi, and this was good. UT had his working shoes on. Goto and Yoshihashi got the win to start the show. Next match saw Nick Camarado take on Lance Archer, and Lance Archer landed on his head about 2 minutes into this match. That guy is a tank of a man. He's a beast, and he got the win with the blackout. But Nick Camarado is a very, very buff brother. He literally military pressed Lance Archer, who is every bit of 6'8", 6'7", and probably close to 260, 270.
Respect my authority!
Yeah, respect that brother's authority, because that's a big boy. Archer got the win with the blackout. The third match on here was a tag team bout between Swerve Strickland, Keith Lee versus I'm gonna butcher this. Alright, take it slow.
Stupid.
Yoshinobu Kanemaru, and El Desperado. We got through it.
Oh yeah.
Listen, I'm not gonna lie. Some of these Japanese names, I'm pronouncing them properly is a struggle, but we're gonna get it right. Swerve and Lee took a majority of the offense. Swerve is the thing I take. Swerve and Lee got the win, so I was wrong on this one too.
Stupid.
But the thing that gets me about Swerve is he's so fluid in the ring, and he did like a diving foot stomp in this match. Like his dives are effortless. It was like I watch these guys that were in NXT and WWE, and I know I always say this. How could they let this guy go? I know I say that all the time. We know. But
Stop the cap.
what I will say is I really like Swerve and Lee. No, Swerve is probably going to end up going heel on him again, because I can see Swerve as just a great heel. This match honestly made me think of Hit Row, believe it or not. Believe it or not.
Stop the cap.
I'm serious. It made me think of Hit Row, because I was thinking, what Hit Row could have been is utterly immaculate. After the match, there was a Team Taz promo comparing Shaq and Kobe, Keith Lee and Swerve, to Jordan and Pippen, Ricky Starks and Powerhouse Hobbs, and they were in Chicago. They got the comparison. Even Team Taz was like, thanks for getting the comparison. So he even thanked the crowd. That was cool. So this is going to continue. Nothing wrong here. They will be having a tag team match pretty soon. Then the final buy-in match was the 8-man tag with Max Caster and the Gun Club versus Yaya Umara, Alex Coughlin, the DKC, Kevin Knight, the DKC and Kevin Knight. Sorry, this was good. Danhausen came on, and Danhausen was like, "Hey, so I have a surprise for you. So I asked the Ass Boys. I am evil, so we're going to make fun of the Ass Boys." So 2 of the Ass Boys jetted, left Max Caster there by himself, but with the other guy. But Billy Gunn did well. Shout out to him. He's jacked. And Max Caster. I would love to see Caster and Bowens get a title shot and actually win. I hope they go in a long program, get put over. I know they kind of settled into this comedy stuff right now, which is fine. That's their lane. But I want to see them get some tag team gold. Bowens is really good. Hopefully his knee, I'm assuming, is okay. Comes back stronger than ever. And Max Caster is underrated in the ring as well. Both of them are underrated, so watch your eye out for that. Then we had the start of the show.
You activated my trap card.
Jericho Guevara and Suzuki versus Kingston, Utah, and Umino. First thing out the gate, Umino, him and Jericho, if you watch New Japan, a couple of years ago, Jericho fought in New Japan. I believe it was versus Naito. And when he fought Naito, Jericho got into it with Yumino's father, who is a referee over there named Red Shoes. So you can easily play that into the story if Yumino and Jericho intertwine in New Japan once more. You never know. It's possible. His story writes itself. Kingston, hella over. Wheeler Yuta, hella over. Sammy Guevara, everybody still hates him. So this match was great. This match was great. Nothing crazy here. Ty Conti was also out there. Spicy, good stuff there. Suzuki, don't look him in the eye. Please don't look him in the eye. Suzuki's entrance. The guys, yeah, we love that. We love Suzuki's entrance. First of all, shout out to this crowd. Down to Marco for the crowd. They kept that same energy all night. And that's what I like to see from AEW crowds. AEW crowds are some of the best goddamn crowds in wrestling. They keep that same energy all night, even when they're tired. Shout out to Grand Slam. Grand Slam back this September, if I'm not mistaken. I missed last year's because of the, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, the whole jab thing. We ain't missing this. We ain't missing this year's. We not missing it. Oh, hell no, we not missing it. But back to the show. So, Yumino's jacket was pretty cool. That should be. Actually, I'm surprised they don't sell those. They would make a hell of a lot of money. Probably selling for $500. Probably kill it. Kingston and Suzuki got into a chop fest, and I love when Eddie Kingston gets into a chop fest. But against Suzuki, he just no-sells everything. So Suzuki just looking at him like, yeah, chop me. So he chops him. And Eddie Kingston was winning the chop battle. He definitely was. But then Suzuki just elbows him in the face. And yeah, he no-sold the machine gun chop, which was dope. And yeah, Suzuki was like, no. Forearm to the face. And down you go. So we love Suzuki. Yes. Yes, Suzuki-san. I shall respect your authority. Wheeler Yuta, glad he's back. I know he went to Japan, spent some time over there. Wheeler Yuta's great. And the fact of where Wheeler Yuta was 3 months ago to where he is now was like, it's night and day. This match was all over the place, but it was very, very good. Jericho, Guevara, and Suzuki got the win when Umino was left in there by himself. He fended off the two attackers, tried to do a move, but got hit with the Judas effect, and that was all she wrote for that man. Then we had Roppongi Vice versus the United Empire. I got you, Isaac. Okay?
Stop the cap.
Stupid. I got you, United Empire. I got it, okay? I got it. Clip this up, send it to Isaac. United Empire. I got it. Stupid. Versus FTR. This was great. This was great. Dax Harwood, probably the MVP right now of AEW this year. Bryan Danielson was the MVP of all wrestling last year. But I think this year it was, so far, Dax has been just killing it. He left with a shoulder injury, but then came back. So I don't know if that was like part of the show or not. But he did eventually come back. And this crowd loves them some FTR. They went crazy when FTR came out. Harwood might have been, like I said, he might have been hurt. Don't know if it was kayfabe or not, but he left. They taped his shoulder up. He came back. He was good. Jeff Cobb is a beast. He's a beast of a man. And to see him through a moonsault, like Jeff Cobb is built like a tank. And most guys like Jeff Cobb, Brock Lesnar, who's another one of those big guys, like to a degree, Keith Lee, even though he's tall. Those guys are built like tanks. Like they're just tanks of men. Like it's crazy. But he did a full moonsault, and I know I've seen him do it before, but it's just like how effortless it looks. Like you think these guys are not athletic, you are out of your mind. But good for him. Jeff Cobb's awesome. Trent did his thing in this match as well. The big rig, I believe, was hit on Romero for the win, if I'm not mistaken. But FTR gets the ROH and IWGP titles, and I think they're already they had titles in another promotion as well. So the belt collector was Kenny Omega last year, and the belt collector is FTR this year.
Respect my authority.
We love FTR. Then we had Pac, the Bastard, versus Miro versus Malachi Black versus Clark Connors. Now, I know what you're thinking.
Gotcha, bitch.
Who the hell is Clark Connors? Well, if you might ask, Clark Connors fought Ishii for the right to fight in this fatal four-way. He lost, but Ishii got hurt. Yet another brother going down with injury. So Connors took a spot, and by the end of this match, Clark Connors had won over the crowd in such a way they were saying, "Let's go, Clark. Let's go, Clark." So this match was fantastic. I fully expected the Redeemer to win this match, or Malachi, but Malachi didn't win.
Stupid.
The Redeemer didn't win.
Stupid.
Pac won, which is not surprising. The end came when Miro got hit with the mist, and then he got hit with the black mass, so he's out of there. I don't know what happened at the end. He kind of got kicked and kind of just floundered around and then got out the ring. That was kind of weird. But
Stupid.
after that, Malachi catches Connors in like a hold, like an arm bar to a degree. And Pac does a 450 splash. So now Malachi is out of there. And then he puts the brutalizer on Clark Connors, who is forced to tap immediately. So, with that being said, this was great. Miro didn't need the title. I think Malachi needs to do something soon because they need to put the trios titles on them or something. And I know they're waiting for Kenny to get back to do the trios thing, but they have a lot of trios teams. But I think that the All-Atlantic, Pacific Ocean, West Nile Canadian belt that they just
Stupid.
released is great. If Pac is gonna use it and defend it all over the place, all over the world, I love it. I originally thought that they wouldn't do it and put it on him, the belt, because sometimes he disappears for months at a time and we don't see Pac. I don't know if it's visa. I don't know if it was the jab trying to get into the U.S. I don't know. But it seems like he's got no issues. Everything's smooth. I love it. If you like it, I love it, baby. So congrats to Pac. He definitely deserves the title. Connors is really good. I definitely want to see him wrestle more because even he had me invested. And I had no idea who he was before this match, which is great. Like I said, Pac and Black have great chemistry. Alistair, not Alistair no more.
Stupid.
I've been hitting that button a lot today. Jesus Christ. Malachi Black is crispy smooth in the ring. I know that doesn't make sense, crispy smooth, but he is very crisp and he is very smooth. So he's crispy smooth, and so is Pac. Pac is one of the best pure athletes I think they have on the roster. He's one of the best in the world for sure. And he fought out of the game over, which looked brutal. He was like, game over. He had him in the game over, and Pac fought his way to the ropes. He fought and fought and fought and fought and fought. And then when he finally got there, then Malachi came and interfered. So this was a solid match. Loved it. Then we had the Bullet Club for life. Bullet Club versus the Dudes with Attitudes. Calling back to the Bullet Club and calling back to Dudes with Attitudes in the 90s. So Hiromu Takahashi was supposed to be on this card, but Hiromu had a fever, so he didn't end up taking the flight and making it to the U.S. Hiromu, if you are not well, get well soon, I hope. So Hikuleo also didn't fight. So he interfered, but he wasn't part of the match. So this was very entertaining. Excuse me. I need some more tea. This was very entertaining. Starting off crazy because you look up and then we saw something that looked like Sting in the Raptors. And I said, oh, Lord, please don't let them rappel Sting down from the Raptors after they just had Martha Hart, Owen's widow on a month ago. Please don't let them do that. And I was like, they can't be that
Stupid.
But then the lights go out again. You look up and Sting does a dive onto all the wrestlers on the ramp.
How, Sway?
Take a few steps back to go.
You ain't got the answers, man. You ain't got the answers.
I don't got the answers, bro. Sting is still doing it at a high level. Sting was like the superstar of this match, which is crazy because it had the Young Bucks, Bullet Club, blah, 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 blah. But Sting felt like the star. Tony Schiavone was out there on commentary, and when he went out there, he said, "It's Sting!" And everybody got hyped. Tony said, "All right, guys, that's it. I'm done." Shout out to Tony Schiavone, man. And like I said, this was like Sting was no-selling everything. He got super kicked. He got double super kicked. He no-sold it. And then he powered up, had a double clothesline, and then he suffered the effects of the super kick. This was great, man. Sting diving off of things is like the new thing to do in 2022 for Sting. But seeing him doing that is like, I'm like, oh my God, is he okay? And then I'm like, oh my God, he's killing it. So it's like, man, they are using Sting to perfection. I love it. So this was the typical stuff. Young Bucks super kicking the hell out of everybody as always. You know, the Bucks doing their trolling. Bucks hit a double super kick to Allen right in his face. Darby Allin sold it like he got hit by the kitchen sink. They did double suicide dives a moment later, which looked alright. But in the end, there was a coffin drop, and the dudes with attitudes got the win. Sting is like the old uncle that's still cool, but he's still down, and he's still chilling with the youngsters, doing what the youngsters do because he can, and he's cool. Shout out to Sting, man. Sting did his thing. Matter of fact, down DeMarco for that, brother. Straight up, Sting is awesome. Next, we had Thunder Rosa versus Toni Storm. I must admit, I did not expect Toni Storm to win, but they had themselves a good match. Don't know what's going on with Rosa and the promos and her lack of TV time. I don't know what's going on there, but every time they put this woman in the ring, she delivers. Toni Storm, we all know what she can do. Toni Storm is great at what she does. And Rosa hit the Fire Thunder Driver, but she did not win with it. Toni Storm kicked out, and she hit Dustin Rhodes' signature move and got the win with that. So that was, obviously he's been mentoring her. He's been helping her backstage. They have a great relationship. So he has been rocking out, and she's been paying homage to Dustin Rhodes, which is great. The most brutal thing ever is that hip attack or that hip check in the corner when Toni Storm does it. It used to remind me of Andrade's double knees in the corner. I mean, it just looked brutal every time he did it because he's running full speed, and it's like, pray he doesn't hit me in the nose and break my damn face. But that hip attack, every time she hits it, it's like the damn woman is like, oh my God. Like, every time she hits it, it's like she gives the woman a concussion. So this was a good match. Both these ladies did their thing. I'm looking forward to see where they go from here with Toni Storm because they did embrace after the match. So they're still cool. No animosity. And Thunder Rosa needs a new opponent. So let's see who they bring back around. Then we had my match of the night. Match of the night. The orange one. Orange Cassidy versus Will Ospreay, IWGP US title. This was fantastic. Now, when you have a guy like Orange Cassidy fighting a guy like who is universally recognized as literally one of the best, I know we say that, one of the best wrestlers in the world, but he is literally one of the best wrestlers on the planet, bar none. And we got a lot of those guys in the top 20. There's about 20 guys I can rattle off that it's like, you could argue for them. And okay, Orange Cassidy ain't winning this. But they had me when he hit that beach break, and he was going for the orange punch. And then he said 1, 2, oh, and 2.999 to infinity. He kicked out Mr. Ospreay. So this was excellent. Jim Ross was not on commentary for the whole show, but he did come out. They brought him out between Orange Cassidy and Will Ospreay for this match, which was good. Listen, JR, first of all, I love the commentary team tonight. Kevin Kelly is amazing. I love him in the commentary booth. Taz was great. They also had the ring announcer from New Japan out there, which I thought was an excellent touch because it's like everything they do over there in Japan and New Japan is like with flair. When they call matches, I used to watch New Japan. I used to watch New Japan on YouTube in Japanese, like the Japanese version. Don't know what the hell they saying, but I could tell by the enthusiasm and the story being told in the ring. And it's like the Rainmaker, like it would give me hype, and I'm sitting on the bus like so. I love the fact that they added that little touch right there. But Cassidy's supposed to have new entrance music, but no new entrance music, so I don't know what happened there. Cassidy, they started off Orange Cassidy putting his hands in his pockets. They had a back and forth, and at the end of it, Will Ospreay does his Superman pose when he's on the floor. So Orange Cassidy had his hands in his pockets, took his hands out of his pockets, kneeled down, and then did his Superman pose, and then hit him with the thumbs up. This was outrageous. The only way you could probably get a good, not the only way, but these two had a match, and I thought it was going to be this good, but it's like I still left a little bit of room for, okay, maybe they didn't like go all the way there. No. The first half of this match, they were playing to each other, playing up a little comedy, and then it got serious, and then the end, it ramped up, and it had as Stone Cold would say, a nice little crescendo, and this was great. Give me a hell yeah. You had Juice Robinson in the crowd because he is the United States champion for New Japan, but he has the belt, not the title. Well, Will Ospreay is recognized as the champion, even though Juice Robinson stole the belt. That was great. Ospreay hit a super kick at one point, very hard on Orange Cassidy, but Cassidy kept it pushing. A funny spot was Orange Cassidy hit the turnbuckle. He hit Will Ospreay in the face with a camera that was on the turnbuckle, and after that he got elbowed in the face. So he played dead. He played like he was hurt. He hit the mat with his hand, and then he laid down. Ospreay does a backflip. He rolled over. He did another backflip a la Andrade. He rolled over the other way, and then he did a running shooting star press onto him before eventually I think he caught after he did that, it might have been a power bomb or something like that, and he got out of it. Ospreay hit the Oz Cutter. Cassidy kicked out. Ospreay went for the Storm Zero, the Stormbreaker, sorry, but Cassidy got the beach break on him. That has a very, very close 2 count. They ended up fighting for some more, reversing spots. Ospreay ended up hitting him with the back elbow. It's the blade something, can't remember what it's called, but he hit him with the back elbow. Cassidy kicked out at 2, but then he got hit with the Stormbreaker, and that was all she wrote. Crowd was super into this. Crowd loved it. I loved it. This was great. Shout out to Orange Cassidy and Will Ospreay. My match of the night. Then we had Zack Saber Jr. versus who? Well, we all know who it was. There were rumors. Turned out the rumors were true.
Emotional damage.
Claudio Castagnoli is all elite. He is a new member of the Blackpool Combat Club, and he put on one hell of a match with Zack Saber. Started off the match with a huge uppercut and the neutralizer. That was awesome. Oh, wait, I got to talk about this. How could I forget this? I'm sorry about that. We got to go back.
Stupid.
So, after Ospreay beats Cassidy, he proceeds to get beat down. Roppongi Vice comes out there to make the save, but they get beat down. And then whose music should hit? Whose music should hit? I will tell you after. I was going to do a drum roll, but
Surprise, motherfucker.
Shibada's music hits. And Shibada, as charismatic as he wants to be, comes down, beats the holy hell out of everybody. He does his world famous beat down, put you in the corner, does the huge floating drop kick to your face. Hard. He kicked the shit out of Ospreay too. Jesus Christ. But has the hard kick in the corner, sits down Indian style like Shibada does, and Orange Cassidy and Shibada share a moment. He went to go put the glasses on himself. He turns around, put the glasses on Shibada, who has this look on his face like, bruv, what are you doing? Get these things off of me. And so he leans on him, gives him a thumbs up. The crowd ate this up. If you know anything about New Japan, then you know about Shibada. He was like one of the top 3 next to the Ace and Shinsuke Nakamura. And then it was Shibada. And then, you know, when Shibada went down and got hurt, it was Okada. But Shibada, it's a crazy story. He almost died. And to see him back in the ring, I think he had a short match a couple of months ago. To see him back in the ring is fantastic, and I love it. So, don't know who Shibada is? Go back, YouTube, watch some of his stuff on New Japan World. That popped me in my seat at home. Loved it. Now, Zack Saber Jr. versus Claudio Castagnoli. I could go for a dang on cannoli. I haven't had one in forever. Maybe I should go to the bakery after the stream. I don't know. I'll think about it. Ain't no bakeries over here. But they had themselves a good old match. Uppercut, neutralizer to start. Castagnoli, Claudio, he worked him over early. But Zack Saber Jr. is the man of 1,000 holds. Literally. No, you're not listening to me. He's the man of 1,000 holds. Literally 1,000. He could tap you out in like 80 million ways. So he came and he had his stuff in the middle of the match. He got his shit in the middle of the match. But the end came when Saber tried to put him in something, but he got hit with the pop-up uppercut, and then he got hit with a cross-arm powerbomb for the win for Claudio. The crowd wanted to see a huge swing, you know, the Cesaro swing, and he got to about 4 or 5, but he had to sell the wrist injury. The crowd was not happy about that. They were angry, but it's all good. He repaid it at the end of the show. But this was great. Zack Saber countering the sharpshooter into a heel hook was amazing. Not everybody likes that style of wrestling that Zack Saber Jr. does. I do. I like the fact that you could do this and he could contort your wrist and put you in a hold and tap you out without even trying. I think it's amazing. So, shout out to Claudio. Claudio got the biggest pop of the night. That was simply dope. Amazing. They did their goddamn thing. Next, Jay White, Adam Cole, baby, the Hangman, Adam Page, and the Rainmaker, Kazuchika Okada. Besides the ending of this match where Adam Cole clearly got hurt, So Adam Cole, I think, was supposed to take the Rainmaker or counter it, but instead of taking the Rainmaker, he just fell. Like, he just fell. And then Jay White came in, hit Okada with the Blade Runner, and then just pinned Adam Cole out of nowhere. And the doctor checked on him. He's literally walked out under his own power. But Adam Cole has been hurt. He's got a bum shoulder. He may have some injuries that we don't even know about. So he should definitely take some time off, because reports are that he had a concussion. And when you hear concussion, not good. But then reports are that he had a concussion versus Samoa Joe, and that was only a month ago. Not good. When you have a brain injury or a head injury, 2 injuries back to back like that, not a good look. Excuse me. My throat is dry. Bear with me. But when you have 2 head injuries like that back to back, nah, you got to go sit down somewhere, get right, get healthy. AEW will be all right without him. But I do think that Adam Cole needs to take some well-deserved time off, maybe a week, 2, maybe like 3-4 weeks. He needs to take time off. 2 weeks minimum, because those brain injuries, those head injuries are no joke. So these 4 went at it for what it was worth. They started off slow, but for what it was worth, they had themselves a great match. Okada got a holy S-word chant. Okada got the biggest pop out of the 4 guys, because everybody knows what Okada can do and how great he actually is. And he has the best drop kick in the business. Adam Page, he did a dive. That was cool. Adam Cole and Page. Adam Cole countered a super kick, countered a moon spots. Okay, let's try this again.
Stupid.
Adam Cole countered a moonsault by Adam Page with a super kick to the face while in midair. First time I saw him do that was with Ricochet. I was like, damn, that was perfect timing. He seems to like have mastered the timing on that. But like I said, I told you guys the ending of this. Jay White retains the IWGP World Heavyweight title. He literally just won it like a month ago, less than a month ago. You're not going to take the title off him yet so soon. So everybody tranquilo. Jay White will be back. Okada will be back. So will Hangman. So will Cole. But the night went to Jay White. So this was very, very good. And then besides the ending, which like I said, Cole got hurt. They had to rush the finish. That's okay. Shit happens. Jon Moxley versus Hiroshi Tanahashi. This was a great, great match. Like I said, love Jon Moxley does get the win. Tanahashi had several near falls. Moxley finally put him away with the Death Rider. And he became the interim world champion. Mox and Tanahashi had a nice moment after the match where they showed a lot of respect for each other. Daniel Garcia and Jericho ran down to attack both men. Kingston tried to help, but Yuta, Santana, and Ortiz all came down, and they all beat the hell out of everybody. And then Castagnoli had the basically the Cesaro swing, 20 rotations or 19 rotations, depending on who you ask. But that is how the show went off the air, and it was fantastic.
Oh yeah!
A lot of people were like, so is this show going to be great? Because they got a lot of injuries, and I don't know if they can sustain a good show because they got a lot of injuries. Now everybody looks
Stupid.
because this show was absolutely fantastic. There is a note, Moxley was bleeding from his head out of nowhere for no reason, which makes no sense. But Moxley's Moxley. Apparently, he may have gotten headbutted on a Tanahashi sling blade by accident. But he is okay. No need to worry. We are not losing Jon Moxley as well. So, my thoughts overall. My thoughts overall of this pay-per-view, I will tell them to you. My thoughts overall is this pay-per-view was absolutely fantastic. I can't wait for them to do part 2. My thoughts are they will learn from this and then they will be better next year, which I think is great. As long as they keep learning, and hopefully they don't have the injury bug like they do this year, I think all will be fine. Their roster is deep as hell. They can push whoever they want to push. And I fully expect them to have just as good of a show next year at Forbidden Door as they did this year. So, with that being said, I am your host, RJD. I am out of here. Damn, I'm really sweating right now. I am out of here. Everybody be safe. Enjoy the day. We got Monday Night Raw tonight, so which means we have Monday Night Raw predictions tomorrow. Stay tuned for that. And more news coming out of Forbidden Door. So, from me to you, RJD, I am out. Peace.
Y'all the Marco.